Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. Brew Day on July 9th, Sunday, 2017. And we're doing our first brew day with the Robobrew Brew. Right now it's inside because I'm just heating up sparge water. It's going to go in the hot liquor tank right there. Another technique is you can just use your boil kettle and boil sparge water or heat sparge water on the stove while you're mashing. I just don't want to use the pot anymore. I don't want to bring the pot from downstairs. So I'm going to heat it up, sparge water in the Robobrew Brew to about 190, 200 degrees, put it in the hot liquor tank, and it should keep that temperature while I'm mashing. And then we'll just use the hot liquor tank for sparge water once we're finished with the mash. So this is the mash, call it the mash pipe, I guess is what they call it. And then just the parts to the Robobrew Brew here. As you can see, it looks very similar to the Grainfather. I get this one from Williams Brewing. And Williams Brewing included this half-inch diameter, inner diameter tubing for the sparge arm there. So this has a nice ball valve, so you can empty your... I'm just going to empty the sparge water from here straight into that hot liquor tank. The display on the Robobrew Brew is really nice. Right now we're at 113. I have it set to 214, and I'll probably stop it a little before it gets there. You have your 2-watt, your 2-element buttons here. You have your 1000 watt and your 500 watt. So I just have 1500 watts on right now to heat the water quicker, and then you have your pump switch over here. So when I'm mashing, I'll probably turn off the 1000 watt, just keep the 500 watt, and we'll see how it holds temperature. I got some Texas spring water that we put in there, 5 gallons of that for sparge water, and then we'll start the mash out shortly. We'll head outside for that. So, welcome to the brew day, everybody. Alright, we're about 20 minutes into heating up the sparge water at 192. So, probably gonna drop it into the hot liquor tank pretty soon. Got all my other equipment set up. We're gonna pour some sanitizer in there, get the 1 gallon fermenter sanitized because I'm going to put some tart cherries and a gallon of the sour base I have up in storage in there. And then got the setup over here with using Keg Ninja for all of our calculations and our recipe timer and everything. I love Keg Ninja, 100% free, keg.ninja. It's a simple URL for his product, which is again free, but just donate to him because he spends a lot of time developing that, and if you ever have any questions about anything, he will email you right back. So as far as the brew day, so this is what I used to use as my hot liquor tank, and I'm just going to keep using that. So far the process is a lot easier as far as there's just less equipment to go get from downstairs. And it's all just in one unit with the Robobrew Brew. It's really nice. I don't have multiple coolers anymore. I'm not having to carry a cooler from the stove all the way over to the table full of boiling water, which could potentially injure me. And I'm going to take the Robobrew Brew outside on the balcony, and I'll be doing my brew day on the balcony. So the apartment will smell less like work for multiple days, as it usually does after a brew day. So it's all going pretty well. Flanders Red Recipe. We're going to go with 3 and 3/4 pounds of Vienna, 3 pounds of Munich, 3 pounds of Pilsner malt, a pound of Cara Munich, a pound of flaked wheat, 10 ounces of Cara Roma, aromatic malt, 3 ounces of Crystal 40, 4 ounces Cara Pils. We got an estimated OG of 1063, and an FG of 1012. Got 2 editions of Crystal hops, one at 75 minutes and one at 15 minutes. I am doing a 90-minute boil, 90-minute mash. We're going to mash out for 10 minutes. Sparge water into the hot liquor tank. Alright, we're out here on the brew balcony, small batch brew balcony. Got the sparge water in, 4.36 gallons according to Keg Ninja. And got it. So I'm mashing at 152, but I have it set to 154 because I've read that since the temperature sensor is, or the temperature probe is in the bottom of the Robobrew, I'm going to go ahead and measure the grain at the top once I get it recirculating, just to see what temperature difference I need in order to keep the mash kind of where I want it to in the entire thing. So, yeah, it's going pretty well. Nice day outside here. All right, we're at our mash temp, 154 degrees. We're going to go ahead and dough in this little rubber piece that came with the Robobrew. I'm going to go over here and see where I'm putting this. Just goes over your little mash pipe so you don't get any grains down that tube and into the pump. It goes right there. Then we're going to go mash in. A little bit at a time. Hold my spoon. Or dough in, I guess we should say. About 12 pounds of grain in this recipe. Flanders Red. I just dump it all in at once and then stir. It smells like cookies and biscuits and a bunch of flake oats in there. It just smells like a big oatmeal cookie. Take our big spoon, give it a good stir. It's pretty thick mash. I have it set up for about 1.36 quarts per pound of grain. That's what I've seen on most of calculators for this type of setup. Just want to make sure it's all stirred in there. Oh man, it looks like cookie dough. Dry off the bottom still. Make a pretty good stir. Set our spoon to the side. Take our little rubber stopper off. This is the mash screen. So that little handle's to go up, so it's easier to pull out. Just set it down in here. To move the pipe out of the way a little bit. Just let it rest on top of your grain bed. You don't want to really push it down too far. You just want to just kind of rest on there. It has a little silicone ring around it, so it makes a nice seal. Push the mash pipe down a little bit. And then this little stainless machined piece goes here and has worked. And push it down until it reaches the top there. Where it recirculates, it'll go down into that tube and back into the pump. So we move our sparge arm with our piece of rubber, silicone hose over here. I'm going to put our element on just the 500 watt element. So we're down to 152 degrees now on the display. So now we're set to mash with just the 500 watt element on. There we go. And we'll go ahead and start the recirculation. valve is open. Oh, and I guess we need to add the lid, so I'll go ahead and put the lid on and start mashing. It's nice to have this piece of rubber hose so you can kind of angle the tube, and then I'll move the lid so I show you guys where it'll work. See, it fills up with wort. And goes straight down the middle of the mash pipe, back into the pump. You don't have to have the lid on. Alright, so we're maybe 10 minutes or so in to the mash. We're reading it was reading 152 on the display. I bumped up the temp to 158, and so now it's reading 154. I stuck a thermometer where the recirculation was coming out of the recirc arm. It was measuring about 149, 150, so that's about 2 degrees low. So I went ahead and bumped it up 4 degrees above where I want it to be, and I'll take another reading with a thermometer. So, I mean, it's looking like if you set the Robobrew to about 4 degrees above your mash temp, you'll be recirculating about where you want to be. And keep in mind, there is a screen down here that's about 2 inches off the bottom, so the element's not really heating up the bottom a whole lot. And I mean, it does feel fairly, the heat, I mean, you can tell the heat's warmer down here in the bottom where the element is, but I mean, it's just going to be how it is. And just make sure you have your 1000 watt element off and only your 500 watt on, so you're not gonna overheat the bottom of your kettle with all your grain in it. But yeah, there is a screen down there that has you about 2 inches off the base. So, but it's recirculating nicely. The Robobrew has these handles on the lid. Makes it really nice to take on and off. So the boil's finished. The good camera decided not to record any of the boil. So the Robobrew got to a boil, 7.5 gallons. It boiled, I had it set to about 265, and it looked like it started boiling around when the display read about 219 is when it started to boil. It was a nice rolling boil for a good 90 minutes. Put my hop additions in, now we're cooling inside. So I don't have any way to hook this chiller up to the sink. So I have a funnel and my carboy brush sitting in there, and we've managed to get enough pressure behind it to go through the chiller included with the Robobrew and into this tub. Kind of use this to clean up, do cleaning or whatever. Don't want to waste much water. But it worked really well compared to my other system of mash igloo coolers and such. It's a lot cleaner, less cleanup, less equipment just sitting around, and it's just I don't know, it's fun. It's fun, so that's what matters, right? As long as you're having fun. That's really all I have. If you have any questions about the Robobrew, I picked mine up at Williams Brewing. Feel free to check them out, williamsbrewing.com. More beer sells them, I think, too, and other places are going to start having them in stock as well. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Like the video, subscribe. Adios. Transferring into the carboy. with the ball valve here. It's been cooling overnight. It's super nice to have that ball valve there, not have to use an auto siphon to transfer straight onto the old yeast cake of farmhouse blend from White Labs. And that'll probably sit in here for about 6 months, maybe 8 months. And I'll split it off onto some more fruit like I did the last batch. So.